Hey guys, what's up and welcome to a new video of the educational runes of the League of Legends. Now we reached the Sorcery Tree, and first we start with the keystones. Okay, so first we have Summon Airy. Your attacks and abilities send Airy to a target, damaging enemy champions or shielding allies. So you summon a small thing like a dog, or I don't know what it is called. If you use it on an enemy champion, it will deal damage. If you use it on an ally champion, it will shield them. How much damage? Damage is 15 to 40 based on level, plus bonus AP and AD. And shielding 30 to 80 based on level, so it will do more shield than damage. So this is the keystone that most support take, like Janna, Soraka, Nami, etc. And even champions who go poke constantly, and you can use and get in fights each time, it will be good for them too. So with champions like Teemo, Brand, Jhin, Misfortune, but keep in mind, if you pick them on an aggressive champion and you want it for the damage, you have to use that most of the time. You should not play safe, you should play aggressive. And each time you just poke and return, not go all in. Just use one or two ability and then get back. So why use it on Teemo? Teemo, you can use it for 2 times when you detonate a shroom or your ape, basically, because it has no cooldown. The only cooldown is when the time it takes to travel from you to the enemy and back to the enemy and then back to them. Okay, and you cannot use it on multiple champions, only on single target. Okay, so now we go to the second keystone, which is the standard keystone of the sorcery. It's called Arcane Comet. Damaging a champion with an ability has a comet at their location, or if Arcane Comet is on cooldown, reduce its remaining cooldown. What does this mean? This means when you use an ability on an enemy champion, it will send them a meteorite or something like small ball from your place to them, and it will deal damage. But each time you use the ability, another ability, it will reduce its cooldown. How much is the cooldown reduction? On single target abilities like Pantheon Q, it will do 20% cooldown reduction on this keystone. And area of effect like Brand's W, it will reduce its cooldown by 10%. Damage over time like Brand's passive, Teemo's Shroom, it will do only 5% cooldown reduction. And its damage will do 30 to 100 based on level, plus 0.2 AP and 0.35 bonus AD. As I said, this is the basic keystone for most poke champions like Vel'Koz, Xerath, you name them. Even Pantheon can use them, Jhin, Misfortune. So it's a really good keystone. All these keystones, Arcane Comet and Summon Airy, works basically the same. You have to keep using them, keep poking the champion, not sit under the tower and wait them to go all in on you, because if you don't use them, it will just be a useless keystone. So and now we come to the third keystone, which is called Phase Rush. Hitting an enemy champion with 3 attacks or separate abilities within 3 seconds grants 25 to 40% movement speed on level and 75 slow resistance. So this keystone is mainly situational, only used in my opinion if you are experienced with your champion and you know when to go in and when not to go in. And most champions that use it are Rise, Cassiopeia, but its use is not so wide, and you don't see them many in the players because it does not give you this raw power like Arcane Comet and Summon Airy. It just gives you a mechanical benefit, which is not appreciated in the lower elo. I think only if you are a challenger or something like, or you basically know everything about your champion and know where to go in and not to go in, then you should pick it. Otherwise, you just pick Arcane Comet or Summon Airy basically on your champion. And now we come to the lesser runes. First we start with the nullifying of The nullifying orb is just a smaller version of Hex Drinker, which gives you magic shield when your health drop below some point. So when you take magic damage that would reduce your health below 30%, gain a shield that absorbs 40 to 120 magic damage based on level, plus 0.1 ability power and 0.15 bonus AD for 4 seconds. So when you use this, and highlight its magic damage. So if you are against Zed or Yasuo or Talon and you are afraid of their burst, it will do nothing for you, because it's shield only for magic damage and not for physical damage. So you use it if you are afraid of Fizz or LeBlanc, or you are facing a difficult matchup, you use it. Otherwise, you just skip to the other runes. And now we have mana flow band. Hitting an enemy champion with an ability permanently increase your maximum mana up by 25, up to 250 mana. After reaching 25 bonus mana, restore 1% of your missing mana every 5 seconds. This rune uses it most of the champions like AP casters and even champion like the bottom, like AD carry, like Misfortune, Jin. I keep mentioning Misfortune and Jin because they are mostly AD casters. They are not basically an AD carries, as I see them. So most of the keystones and the runes in general, if they work on AP poke champions, they work on them too. But the difference here is your play style. If you play them as an AD carry, or if you play them as an AD casters, here the difference you will define them. Okay. So I prefer using this mana flow band for basically every champion with a mana. Because it gives you because the mana it gives you is so beneficial that it overlook all the other runes. Nimbus Cloak. Each time you cast your ultimate, you gain a burst of movement speed. Think of it as Mastery Ultimate Highlander. The same goes, but only with a very short duration, only 2.5, and allows you to pass through. There's no minion block. You will pass very but it's not that significant. It's 2.5. I don't see any player who use this ability unless they are very situational. It's more of a niche runes. But as I said, I recommend using Mana Flow Band. Only if you are playing mid lane, you are facing a very difficult matchup, something like LeBlanc, Ahri, or you're afraid Fizz, or you're afraid of the burst. So you pick Nullifying Orb. Otherwise, you will pick Mana Flow Band. Here we have three runes. First we have Transcendence. Gain 10% CDR when you reach level 10. This rune is also the best one here. Sometimes we choose Celerity, but Celerity is nerfed again a few patches ago. So Transcendence is also the most useful rune here, especially for casters, because the CDR it gives you, and with the Lost Chapter CDR, it will reach 30% CDR reduction. And with the CDR item again, you will reach 40%, which is the maximum CDR. Also, if you exceed the CDR limit, which is 40, each point of CDR is converted to 1.5 attack damage or 2 ability power. Second, we have Celerity. This is a vice versa keystone. It will give you bonus movement speed, and at the same time your bonus movement speed is converted to either ability power or attack damage based on your build. Who could use this rune? AD casters and champions who love increased movement speed and does not want to increase the CDR reduction on Transcendence, they can use Celerity. So which ones? I think Jin, Misfortune, Talon, Yasuo can use it. Absolute Focus, this is the most useless rune in League of Legends, as I think. So you start at 3 attack damage or 5 ability power up to 24 or 40. Why I said it's useless? It's because if you are above 70%, you gain the full bonus of adaptive power. But if you are only by 1 HP lower than 70% of health, you gain nothing. So it's very high risk, high reward rune. I don't think anyone could use it. Either very long range champions like Xerath, Vel'Koz, when you play Aram or something like that could use it. Okay, so we take most of the time the standard rune here is Transcendent for its benefit of the CTR. Okay, so we go to the last rune on this tree. Also, we have three runes. First, we have Scorch. Your next ability hit sets champion on fire, dealing 20 to 60 bonus magic damage based on level after 1 second. Cooldown 20 seconds. So this is also a poke rune that you can use it if you are playing some AP mid poke champion, or even AD casters in the bottom lane. Even Zed and Talon can use them. It's one of the better runes in this tree. The second is Water Walking, gain 25 movement speed and adaptive bonus of up to 18 attack damage or 30 ability power based on level 1 in the river. So this rune is mostly for junglers and mostly situational. If you know how to roam, play champions that basically only roams and or junglers, and play jungle and you know how to path effectively and use the river to your advantage, then this rune will be good for you. Otherwise, it will do absolutely nothing to you. Okay. Gathering Storm. Every 10 minutes, gain AP or AD adaptive. This is the scaling rune that each time that the time passes by 10 minutes, it will give you free AP or AD based on the time. At 10 minutes, it will give you plus 8 AP or 5 AD. 20 minutes it will give you plus 24 AP or 14 AD, and etc. You can see at 60 minutes plus it will give you plus 168 AP or 101 AD. This is the maximum limit at 60 minutes. So this keystone is basically very good if reached the late game, like 40 or 50 minute mark, but very underwhelming if in the early level. This is the opposite of Scorch. Scorch is basically an early game rune, while Gathering Storm is just a late game rune. So either look at your comp. What is this? What is your comp basically good at? Is it a scaling comp that you think the game will reach more than 40 minutes, or you think the game will end before 20 minutes? If it will reach more than 40 minutes, pick Gathering Storm. If it won't last that long, then pick Scorch. Okay. And finally, when you combine the primary rune, which is Sorcery, with the secondary rune tree, such as Precision, it will give you 8 attack damage or 14 ability power plus 5.5 attack speed. The Domination, same thing, same thing as Domination with Sorcery, 12 attack damage or 20 ability power. The Resolve, which is the tree that's basically meant for defensive stats, it will give you attack damage or ability power plus 15 to 135 health based on your level. And Inspiration, it will give you also flat attack damage or flat ability power. Okay. Now we reach the end of the video. Hope this was beneficial for you and you learned something new. If you like this video and you want to support me, please like and subscribe. Thank you and goodbye.